7 hours or 7 minutes. I don't know how long I've been out here. In the cold, desolated, isolated lands of South Carolina. I'm dying, I'm scared. There's people trying to hunt me down. I'm alone out here. Haven't eaten and gosh, it's been like 10 minutes. Haven't had any water. I'm surrounded by nothing but nature that wants to kill me and do me harm. Do you hear that? That bird in the background? It sounds hungry. And then, as I was sitting out here contemplating my life, since it's gonna be over very soon, thought, I'm not entirely alone in this situation. There are others who've had to go through what I have to, including Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie The Revenant. And some would say he was in even worse conditions than I am. But I don't know about that. It's pretty dang close between us. As I take my final last breaths in this hypothermia, starved, failed body, I would like to do one last review, if I can make it through, of the movie The Revenant. So my friends, let's do this together one last time. Now this is going to be a spoiler video, since The Revenant came out in 2015, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all have already seen it already. And it features the main character, the star, Leonardo DiCaprio, like I said before. This movie is heavy rated R. It is violent, gory, there is blood. It takes place way back in the day when there were Native Americans across the land and the English and French settlers were trying to take it. This movie is hard to comprehend, and it is so sad and disturbing in many ways, as they go over and show the brutality that the indigenous people have faced with the Pawnee and Sioux, Sioux, I don't know how to pronounce it, tribes. Now this is a hard watch. It is disturbing. I mean, a man at one point cuts open the horse, takes out its inside, and sleeps in it. It is a dark and gritty film. And this poor man, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, I think his name is like Brass or Glass or something. He's an English settler, and he goes with his crew to take over the land, while the Native Americans attack them, leaving them in shambles because they're defending their land. Some would say attack, I would say defend. After that, half the crew leaves, leaving the captain, a young boy, Glass, his son, and then, of course, a villain. He's a part of the English settling crew, but he's just in it for the money. And a man that's just in it for the money is a dangerous man. Leonardo DiCaprio's in rough shape. He got mauled by a bear, so he's dying. The captain and 3 others go off to take over another camp, leaving just Leonardo, his son Hawk, another young boy, and then the villain. The orders from the captain were to not kill Leonardo. Even though he's in bad state, they must keep him alive. And his son Hawk loves his father and doesn't want him to die either. While the bad guy kills the son and then tricks the other boy into thinking the Native Americans are coming. So they leave in the night, leaving Leonardo, who's still alive, for dead. My butt is cold, so we're gonna walk and talk as I try and find some civilization and someone who can help me. Leonardo is driven by revenge. He wants revenge on the man who killed his son, but he's in awful, awful state. Now, this isn't a movie where like days go by and every day he's getting stronger and stronger as he's crawling towards his revenge victory. No, months are going by in this movie. Now this is inspiring and motivational because this dude is facing bad luck all the time. He got mauled by a bear, he's getting attacked by indigenous tribes, and his one friend that he made along the way got hung in front of him. Even through all this devastation and awful things that are happening, this movie is beautiful though. The scenes are gorgeous, taking place in Canada and those northern states. The scenes of the water and the waterfalls and the forest. I have never seen anything so brilliant before. But even though there's beauty, there's always going to be pain. Even through all those beautiful scenes, Leonardo is trudging through the snow with his walking stick, barely surviving. I feel for him, I really do. I can understand the pain he's going through. I once lived in Minnesota, And even though I live in South Carolina right now, this is still bad. Now, this is a long movie. It is like 2.5 hours, and it's a tough watch. Throughout the whole 2.5 hours, this man is getting beat. He's getting pulverized. He's struggling and suffering in the cold. He's ripping animals apart in order to stay alive. It's tough to watch. It's very sad. You got to go in with a clear, happy mind space. But the acting was amazing. Leonardo did half the stuff he did on the screen in real life. He ripped a fish out of the water at one point and bit into it while it was alive, raw. And he did that in real life, too. He took an actual fish that was alive and bit into it raw. With that being said, he didn't do everything. I don't think he disemboweled a horse in real life and slept in it naked a whole night. But he did in the movie, and it was still very uncomfortable to witness. Now, when you first start to watch this movie, you're confused. You're like, what's going on? After the battle, you're like, okay, it's a land thing. You start to get attached to characters, like the captain, Hawk, the other crew. And then, halfway through the film and later, they all get ripped away from you in cold blood. The captain, being one of my favorite characters, I feel like had a very unnecessary death. He wasn't in the movie much, just in the beginning, shown a couple halfway, then they kill him at the end, while the villain kills him. Now, the villain is great. I mean, he has no motive, though, but money and being selfish. He's just greedy. He's not out for these people. He's only killing them because they're in his way. There's no sad story behind him, which is what makes him a great villain. Don't try to humanize him. I want to see a cold, bloody monster, which is what we get. This movie is perfect. It is one of the most beautiful films out there, and it is stunning and a masterpiece in every way. Is it my favorite movie or one of my favorite movies? No, because once again, it's very long and a very hard watch. But dang, I have appreciation and respect for it, and I still loved it. So with that being said, if you haven't seen this movie, go watch it now. But if you have, I would love to know in the comments your thoughts. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed. Ring that notification bell so you know if I'm alive or not, if I made it out, because I have a long ways to go. I have accepted my fate, much like Leonardo has. Bye everyone, and I hope I'll see you around, if I make it out.